I always believed my family was poor. Not because they explained it to me, but because silence lived in our house. Whenever I asked for something small, my mother only smiled. She always said, "Maybe next time, sweetheart." But that next time never came. I learned early that asking for things only made life heavier. My father worked long hours at a small warehouse. My mother cleaned rich houses, carrying her tired body back home. Every night, she returned with pain in her hands, but love in her heart. Growing up, I stopped dreaming of things I knew we couldn't afford. Watched other kids talk about vacations while I stayed silent. Silence became my answer to everything. Then my mother started forgetting small things. At first, we thought it was just stress. But her forgetfulness slowly turned into fear. She dropped plates, lost words, and smiled at the wrong moments. Doctors ran tests, and weeks later, they gave us the truth. It was cancer. Stage 4. She did not cry when she heard the diagnosis. She only looked at me and said she was sorry. Sorry for the things she could not give me. Sorry for the life she thought was too small. That apology hurt more than the illness. She didn't cry when the doctor said the word cancer. She just sat there quietly, holding my hand. Her eyes were calm, but her silence was heavy. That was the moment I realized she was stronger than fear. During her last weeks, she asked me strange questions. She asked if I trusted her. She asked if I forgave her. And she made me promise to open a drawer after she was gone. When she died, the house became painfully quiet. My father stopped speaking. I stopped feeling. Grief filled every corner of our home. The funeral day felt unreal. People I had never seen before came and cried. They said my mother was kind and full of sacrifice. I stood there silent, not understanding their pain. After everything was over, I returned to her room. The air still carried her presence. That was when I remembered the drawer she mentioned. My hands were shaking as I opened it. Inside the drawer were papers and envelopes. Bank statements, property documents, and letters. At first, I thought there was a mistake. The numbers did not make sense to me. My mother was not poor. She had saved money for many years. She had lived a simple life by choice. That truth broke me completely. At the bottom of the drawer, there was a letter. It was written in my mother's handwriting. My heart started beating faster as I read the first line. She knew I would find this one day. She wrote that she chose a simple life on purpose. She did not want me to grow up spoiled. She wanted me to understand struggle, respect, and humility. Every sacrifice she made was for me. She said money can change a life, but character builds a soul. She hoped I would forgive her for the pain. She hoped I would remember her lessons, not her wealth. I cried harder than ever before. Later, I learned the truth from others. My father had known everything. They both agreed to raise me with less. They wanted me to grow strong, not entitled. Today, I live a better life because of her choices. But I still remember our simple home. I still hear her tired footsteps at night. My mother was rich enough to live poor. So I could grow rich in character. Some people think wealth is money. I learned that wealth is sacrifice. My mother never showed her riches. But she showed me love, patience, and dignity. And that is the inheritance I carry every day. If this story touched your heart, remember the sacrifices your parents made. And if you haven't yet, tell them thank you while you still can. After reading the letter, I sat alone for a long time. The room felt heavy with memories. I realized my childhood was built on quiet lessons. Lessons I never noticed until she was gone. I remembered every time she said no with a gentle smile. Every time she walked instead of taking a bus. Every night she came home tired but still asked about my day. Those moments were never about money. I started seeing my past differently. Our small house was never empty. It was filled with discipline, patience, and love. Things money can never buy. When college letters arrived, I understood her plan. She had prepared everything quietly. My education, my future, my safety. Even after death, she was protecting me. I used the money carefully, just like she would have. I avoided luxury and chose purpose. Every decision felt like a conversation with her. Her voice still guided me. As time passed, I began to notice her lessons everywhere. In the way I spent money. In the way I treated people. I realized she raised me to value humans, not possessions. I started helping others the way she once helped silently. Small acts, quiet kindness, no recognition. That was how she lived. That was how I chose to live. Sometimes I imagine what she would say if she saw me now. I think she would smile, not because of success, but because I stayed grounded. Because I remembered who I am. I learned that true wealth is invisible. It cannot be shown or counted. It is felt in moments of honesty, and proven in times of difficulty. There are nights when I still hear her footsteps in my mind. Coming home late, tired, yet gentle. Those sounds remind me where I come from. They keep me humble. I no longer chase expensive dreams. I chase peace, honesty, and purpose. Because that was her dream for me. A life with meaning. People ask me how I stayed strong through loss. I tell them I was trained by love. A love that sacrificed comfort for character. A love that never asked for applause. My mother never taught me how to be rich. She taught me how to be worthy. And because of that, everything I touch has meaning. Her story lives on through me. Sometimes I sit quietly and think about everything she hid from me. Not out of fear, but out of love. She carried wealth in her hands, but chose to place wisdom in my heart. That choice shaped my entire life. I once thought we had nothing. Now I know we had everything that mattered. Some parents give money. Mine gave meaning. And that is the richest gift of all. There are moments when I wonder what life would be like if she were still here. I imagine her sitting quietly, watching me grow. Not saying much, just smiling. That smile still gives me strength. I remember my childhood evenings clearly. A small house, dim lights, and her tired face. She would sit beside me and listen to my stories. Those moments felt ordinary then, but they were the safest moments of my life. If you are listening to this, please look at your parents differently. Behind every quiet sacrifice is a deep love. Not all heroes wear crowns. Some wear tired smiles and come home late. Some stories don't end. They live quietly inside us. And sometimes, they become the reason we live better lives. I made a quiet promise to myself that day. To live honestly. To help without being seen. To carry her lessons forward. Because as long as I live this way, a part of her is still alive in this world. Sometimes I whisper a quiet prayer for her. Not asking for anything. Just thanking her for choosing love over comfort. For teaching me strength without words. I hope she knows I understood her in the end. If this story felt familiar, you are not alone. Many parents love quietly. Many children understand too late. If this touched you, carry this lesson forward. Some lives are loud. Some are quiet. But the quiet ones leave the deepest marks. My mother's life was simple. Yet it shaped everything I am. This is not the end of her story. It is the beginning of mine. After everything, silence became my teacher. It taught me patience. It taught me gratitude. And it taught me how to listen to my own heart. I stopped complaining about small things. Because I remembered how she never complained. Even when life was heavy, she carried it quietly. Every simple meal reminds me of her hands. Not rich food, but food made with care. That care stayed with me forever. I learned that love does not need noise. It does not need proof. It lives in daily effort and quiet consistency. Sometimes I look at old photographs, not to feel pain, but to feel grounded. They remind me who raised me. The world tells us to chase more. She taught me to need less. And in needing less, I found peace. Her absence never left me empty. It made me aware. Aware of time. Aware of people. Aware of love. I carry her lessons into every room I enter. Into every conversation. Into every decision. She still walks with me. People notice calm in me now. They ask where it comes from. It comes from a woman who chose silence over showing off. This story is not about money. It never was. It is about how love shapes a human being. and how sacrifice leaves fingerprints on the soul. When I look back now, the most beautiful memories are the quiet ones. My mother sitting beside me, doing nothing, yet giving me everything. She never said much, but her presence felt safe, like the world could not hurt me, as long as she was near. Even on her tired days, she smiled for me. That smile was not happiness. It was love. I did not understand her sacrifices then. I thought love was loud. Now I know. Real love is silent. If I could go back, I would sit with her longer, ask fewer questions, and simply hold her hand. She listened to my small dreams, as if they were important. She made me believe I mattered. When I failed, she never blamed me. She just stayed, and that was enough. Her love did not change. With my success or failure, it stayed the same. That is rare. I see her in my habits now, in my patience, in my kindness. She lives through me. Some people leave memories. She left values. Those values guide me every day. I no longer feel regret. I feel gratitude, because I was loved deeply, even if quietly. If you still have your mother, sit with her. Listen to her silence. One day, that silence will speak louder than words. This story ends here, but her love never will. Thank you for listening.